I don't really, I feel kind of weird eating on the channel while I'm filming, but I mean, they said I should do it, so I am doing it. Hey everyone, this is Thecos, and today I have another Kickstarter preview for you. Today we will be checking out Tiny Mini Golf by Kamis Kaminski. A huge thanks to them for entrusting me with a physical prototype copy. I greatly appreciate it. I was thinking a bit about how to structure today's preview. First, I wanted to do a how to play section with a review, but this game you should definitely see in action, in my opinion. So I'm doing something completely different today. I'll play the game today. It'll be two-handed though, meaning that I'll play both players. Feel free to use the timestamp to jump to the part you're interested in the most. As usual, bonus points if you watch the entire video from start to finish. Tiny Mini Golf is a quick and easy to learn roll and write game about designing mini golf courses just to watch your friends later sweat trying to beat them. Now let's find out how all of this works. Let me first show you how to set up the game for a two-player game. And that's quite simple. But I also want to kind of unbox this box here, because one thing that is important to note is that this game is a print and play game. So you'll be able to just back the print and play files. I have a physical prototype, but that doesn't mean that you can actually get the physical version, right? But Kamis was nice enough to just assemble one for me, so I have an easier time covering this before the Kickstarter goes live, because it's always kind of tough regarding time, right? So really cool, like how he made this little box for me. Really cool with the cover here. So very well done. So thank you very much for all the care you have taken. And I also want to show you like this little letter here. So they also included like a little letter here. Thank you for checking out my game like a sir. very good. And also there are like these purple balls in here. Let me just find them right here. And they were telling me that these are no game components, of course. But these are like chocolate plums. They're called Sliwka, Naleczowska, something like that, maybe. Yeah. He recommends them to eat these while playing Tiny Mini Golf. I haven't done so yet, but I will do today while we play. So I will actually try those on camera, and maybe I will like them. Let's see. So that is a very cool touch. All right, let me just show you how to set up the game for a two-player game. So you see all the like you know, they assembled like the rules for me like this, and they laminated the sheets here, so that is really nice. So thank you very much for that. So let me just put the sheets here. Okay, I need to put all of that aside for now, like this. So then we have our two sheets here for the two players. I actually see that I have not erased everything last time, so let me just quickly do that. So like this. I think now we are fine. Okay. What else we need is these dice here. I don't need any of these things here. So usually you would need like a pen each, of course, right? I will only use one now. Then we have like all of these dice. For that I also need my dice tray. There we go. Like, let me just put it like this here. And then we are almost ready to start. Let me put a few of these. Like, let me just put these like up here, and I will like take one later on if I don't forget. And you see, that's already the setup. Pretty easy. And then of course the last thing to do for the setup that is very important is to grab yourself a nice beverage, be it hot or cold, so you don't forget to stay hydrated. It's still a little bit too hot, but it's almost fine. Okay, so we will be two designers today and two players, right? So here the player, that is me. I am Sir Thecos, as most of you know, and I will be playing versus Cosmo right here. So that is Cosmo like this. And there's one more thing we need for setup, and that is drawing the holes actually. So each player, I will start with my sheet, will now start a hole with a flag, which is like the goal and also the starting position. These cannot be right next to each other, like adjacent, right? Otherwise it would be a little bit too easy. So let me just, let me put the goal right here maybe. like this. And the starting position, let me put the starting position up here, and then we put a 0 in here, like this. And Cosmo will do the same. Cosmo will have the goal, let's say, over here, maybe, right? And we'll start, well, maybe just right here, like this. So what we do now is, we have a few different phases. The first phase is drawing, right? And that means that now the course will be drawn. But we don't draw our own course, because now we will switch our sheets. So that means that now Cosmo is the designer of my course, and I am the designer of Cosmo's course. Because now we're trying to make the courses as difficult as possible. You see, we have like a lot of dice here. We have 6 terrain dice. We have 3 of these shot power dice. We need these for the phase later on. The phase playing the hole, but first for now we're drawing, and this is for playing the hole as well. That's the precision die. So for the drawing phase, we only need these terrain dice. So one of us will start. I will just start, and now I will roll all of these dice. So now you see we have different terrains here. We have like walls, then we have sand, which is indicated by these little dots, and also we have like water. And as you might think, like when you like go over over sand later on, then you stop immediately. If you go over water, then you lose your shot, so to speak, and need to start from the position you started from in that round again. So it kind of nullifies your shot, right? And then walls are just they just are in the way. You just need to bounce, but you can also bounce off them, right? So that is kind of like what you have here. And each of us now will just choose one terrain type. So for example, you can either choose sand or water or walls. And then we can draw as many of these here on our sheet as you want to, but they need to be in one continuous shape. So for example, I could just draw like 3 sand like that are adjacent to each other, right? I could also draw these 2 shapes. I could draw them like this, for example, or like this, right? They need to be connecting, adjacent. I couldn't draw them like this, right? Anywhere on our sheets, and that is already it. So, what will I do for Cosmo? I think I will start like with like a wall here. Let me see if I can find a good way to do it. Yeah, let me put a wall here, like this. I will do it like this, right? I chose the triangle here and also the square, right? And that's how I drew that in here. And that's it. And now it's Cosmo's turn. Cosmo will Cosmo do the same? I think Cosmo will do that as well, because we kind of want to separate these 2 from each other, right? Otherwise it would be too easy to get in there. And I think like this, it's not too bad. I think with that we can actually work. So, Cosmo will, because 1 water is not really, water is pretty good as well, right? But I think Cosmo will do something similar. Maybe something like this here for now. Like this. I think that works pretty well. So that was round number 1. And that is pretty much already it, right? So now it will be Cosmo's turn. You do it you play simultaneously, right? But Cosmo would now roll all the dice. And we would do the same thing again. Oh, there's even, look at this, a lot more walls. So there are a few placement rules. As I said, they have to be adjacent, like within 1 round. Now I can put stuff anywhere I want to, but there always needs to be a way to actually get to the hole, right? So I couldn't just, here for example, I couldn't just put all walls here that I can't go over there anymore, right? Also, I can't, like, there always needs to be like 1 way to go through without any obstacle, including water and sand. That is very important to note. So let me think. Actually, there's like a little bit of sand here. That's not too bad. There's not a whole lot of water, unfortunately. I would have liked a little bit more water, but that is fine. So I think Cosmo will actually put some water here, like this, right? And what will I do? I think I will continue with walls for now. I will put it like this, like that. I think that's pretty annoying. Yeah, I think that's annoying. Unfortunately, I will have to play with that, right? Okay, so that was round number 2. Like each player crosses that off, and then we continue. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Ooh, a lot of walls. A lot of walls. There's yeah, there's definitely something we can do with that. So I think Cosmo will take these walls and we'll do something like, let's see, maybe like this and like that. How about this? So we have like these two triangles here and two squares. I think that works. And that looks utterly horrible. That will be pretty tough to work with, I think. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. So, and I will actually put some water right here. Like this. Alright, round number 3. So you see, like, this game plays pretty fast. It actually plays faster than I do it right now, because first of all, I speak a lot. And also, you do it simultaneously. I have to do it like one after the other, right? But that's kind of how you would do that. Okay, so I can't put anything here now, right? Because otherwise there wouldn't be like a way to get there. But I will actually take the sand, I think, and put the sand right here, like this. And here I will do something similar. Actually, let me do it really annoyingly. Let me put some water here. Like this. There's only one water here, but that's fine. Yeah, like this. I think that's pretty annoying. Alright, the last round like this, because then something changes. And that is like a pretty cool thing that I want to show you. So, but before we continue, oops, oh, we can't see all of these dice actually. I'm sorry about that. So let me just grab another drink here quickly. There we go. Very good. Alright, so we can do some more annoying stuff here actually. So let me actually put here some walls like this. And then I will put something like that because that doesn't help at all. Well, it could kind of help. I think I will actually turn that the other way like this. Yeah, I think like this it's actually a lot worse. Yeah. And then here, there's still so much room here. So I definitely need to do something there. So also you don't have to take all these shapes, right? So I could, if I take this terrain type, the walls here, right? Then I could only take these two if I wanted to, right? So that is definitely possible. Let me do it like this here. Yeah, like this. Okay. I think that is pretty interesting. So that was round number 5. So now you see like these cogwheels here. So what happens now, and that is pretty interesting. What happens now is now we switch back to our original sheets. So we trade them back again. And now we get to fix our course. So we do the same thing. We roll the dice again. But now we are able to fix our own course and make it a little bit easier, right? So it is important to note that we can actually bounce, right? So for example, if I were going here, then I could bounce over there, right? And that is very important to note because now for me, it would be easier if I put something here so I can bounce up there. So I will actually take the walls here, and I will draw them in like this. So now if I go to the left here, I can bounce up there, which is not too bad. With Cosmo, I will actually do something similar. I will put something here. I will put a few things like this here, right? Taking these 3. So I can just go to the right here and bounce up there. That's really good. Okay. And then that was round number 6. And now we go to the last round here. The last round we can fix with. So I go up here, and then I think I would also like a wall here, like this. So now I can bounce around a little bit. That's not too bad. So now I can't put the other triangle down here, right? Because they need to be like connected to each other, like within one round. And Cosmo, I will do the same thing. Bounce right here. Like that. Yeah, that works. So now, you see, now for the last round, we switch them around again, because now we can try to destroy or make it harder again for the other person. So let's try to do that. Ooh, a lot of walls and only 1 sand. Well, that is pretty bad. There's a lot of shenanigans we can do there. So, yeah, I didn't do that perfectly because they can go there. This is all lost here. But there are a few things I can do here, maybe. So let me see. Let me do a few things there. I could probably do something like this here. Like that. Just put something like this here. That's definitely going to make it harder, right? Yeah, I think that's going to make it harder. I think that's fine. And now here, what will Cosmo do to my course? Here I can bounce away too easily. We don't want that, right? So what Cosmo will do, Cosmo will actually make me bounce down here, which is pretty ugly, like this. I think that's fine. I think that's pretty good. Okay, and that was it. So now we give the sheets back to the original player again. So I get my sheet back, and Cosmo on the right here gets his sheet. And now we do the phase 2, which is playing the hole. And playing the hole is pretty cool. So the starting player, which is me, I will now start. And what I will do is I declare a shot power between 0 and 12. You can see that here, 0 to 12. So for example, let's say I would say 2, right? Then I would look up here where the number is. Right there it is, 2 to 3. And then I would take a yellow shot die. And then I would roll the die and add that to whatever I said. So now it would be +1, so it would be 3. So now I would go 3, just for example, right? That's how it would work. But I will not do that. I will actually say, I would say 1 or 0, depending on how lucky I get with this one here. But I will say 1. 1 plus 0, that is just 1. So what I do now is I go 1 into that direction and put a 1 there. So I know I needed 1 shot so far to get to the hole. And now it's Cosmo's turn. Cosmo will do the same thing. Cosmo can actually bounce here quite okay. So Cosmo can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So Cosmo will say 2. Plus 0. So we have 1 and 2. So Cosmo is over there. And that's how we now play the hole. If we get if we have like shots that need to be measured a little bit differently, or if we have to if we stop in sand or whatever, then we also use the precision die to work with that, right? To say how the shot will actually continue. But at the moment we don't need that yet, and then it's my turn again. And we keep doing that back and forth until both of us have reached the hole, and then we see who needed the least number of shots to get there. So it's my turn again. I can go all the way through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could go up to 10. So I think I will just say 6 and take this one here. 6 plus 1, that's 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bounce, 6, 7. So I've gotten actually quite far. Yeah, so you see there were a lot of obstacles here, but I can just go around here. That is fine. Probably what Cosmo should have done is put that up there, right? Because then I would have bounced down here and would have had to get up there again. That wasn't too clever. But yeah, just to showcase you how that works. And here, yeah, for Cosmo it's a lot more difficult because bouncing up here doesn't do anything, right? So yeah, Cosmo will just say 1 and hope to get a small shot in. 1 plus 1. That means 2, right? So that's 1 and 2 over here, like this. Okay, it's my turn again. I needed 3, so I will just say 2. I will just say 2 and see how far I get. That's 2 exactly. Okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. So now it's Cosmo again. Yeah, just 1. Just Cosmo needs to kind of navigate around here. That's 1, that's fine. So 3 right there. Yes, I'm definitely doing better here. I would do 1 as well, which is fine. Because if it's more than a 1 here, then I would bounce back, right? If I go here, then I would bounce back. We don't want that. Okay, and Cosmo now can go up to 2. No, actually 1 would be better. So it's just say 1 plus 1, that's 2. Okay, so we put a 4 here and go these 2. Okay, but we are getting there. We just need to get around that curve and then it's much easier. So we now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 or 7. Let's just say 4 and see how far we can go. 4 plus 1, that's really good. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And before it's Cosmo's turn again, you know what? Kamis told me to try one of those when we actually play the game. So you know what? Let me try one of those. Okay, so let's see how they actually are. Give me a second. There actually really is a plum in there. And the rest is chocolate. Interesting. No, these are not too bad. I think that's some Polish delicacy or some Polish sweet. I don't really... I feel kind of weird eating on the channel while I'm filming. But, I mean, they said I should do it, so I am doing it. That's what they're called. Sliwka, Naleczowska, kind of. Kamis, you can correct me in the comments. I probably pronounced that completely wrong. But they're not too bad. Thank you very much for sending these over with the prototype. Very, very cool. Okay, so now it's Cosmo's turn. Cosmo just wants to go 1. So, let's do that. 1 plus 1. So that's pretty funny because now we go 1 and 2 back down again. So we're back here again. And now we can see that we have a 5 there, right? And that's why we circle that plus 1. So we know we have needed 1 more shot that we can't really track here, right? Then it is my turn again. Yeah, I just wanted 1. Yeah, okay. Really easy. I'm really getting there easily with 6 shots. So Cosmo can never actually do that. So Cosmo does a 1 plus 1 again. So again, Cosmo just keeps bouncing back and forth, which is really bad. And I would just do a 1 up there and hope that I actually hit the goal. So I actually hit it with a 7, right? So my whole score is now 7. So now Cosmo continues with a 1. Okay, then Cosmo's up here. Let me just erase it so we can see that easier. That's a 5 here. And we just keep counting up like this, like 4 and 5, right? Because we still have these plus 2 circled here, right? It wouldn't make sense to now go up to a 7. Well, we could and then erase those, but it makes sense to continue like that. So let's just see how long Cosmo actually needs to, to reach the hole. So let's see. And with that, Cosmo made it into the hole with 11 shots. Plus 3, so 14. So, and in a 2-player game, that is already it. And now you compare how long you need to actually get to the hole, right? So, Thecos, only needed 7 shots, and Cosmo needed 14 shots. That was a pretty tough one that I did here. Had that been sand, it would have been easier. Cosmo could have just gone through, like, stopped on the sand and then continue, but water, like, you can't go through water because then you have to start again where you actually shot from. So that's why it was really hard. This one was too easy. Had we put that up there, it would have been much harder. But that's kind of to give to that you have an idea of how that actually works. And then another thing that you did not see is the precision die. So whenever you would work with water or with sand, you would have to use the precision die to see exactly like how the shot continues after that, right? But we didn't need that this game, so that is fine. In the 3+ player game, if you play with 3 or more players, it's more interesting because you would take your shot, but you would also deduct a designer bonus from your score, which is a number equal to the score of the player sitting to the left, like which course you designed, right? So had that been a 3-player game, Cosmo would have had 14 minus 7, so 7 points, right? And I then would have had 7 minus whatever the person to my left would have had. But that's not the case. That was a 2-player game, so that is pretty much how that works. Well, and that was my 2-player playthrough of Tiny Mini Golf. But how do I like the game? Well, as usual, let me tell you. As usual, let's start with the outer appearance. I like the theme. Not only is mini golf fun, but it also is quite underrepresented in the board game world. Yes, this is just a roll and write, but that also counts. This is a board game just as any other one. Regarding the art, there isn't a whole lot, but the art that is present is nice. It's clean, and the theme just comes across. But let's talk about the most important aspect, the gameplay. I talked about the fact that I like the theme, but not only that, the game is really thematic as well. It's fun designing all these crazy courses and then using the dice to actually go through them. It's not only fun, but it also does feel like mini golf. It is simple, but it's a good kind of simple. The game is pretty quick, so starting a new one is a no-brainer. The idea that you can use as many dice as you want when designing the course, as long as the same type of terrain, is a really good idea. This way you need to decide whether you want to fill more squares or you want to use a specific terrain type. When you're especially lucky, just in this roll, you can actually do both. And even if the rolls seem unbalanced, they never are, because all players can use the same dice. It's just well done. What I like most about the game is that you get a chance to fix the track the other players have designed for you before they get to make it worse again. This player interaction is so simple but brilliant at the same time. I absolutely love that. There isn't a whole lot I can criticize about the game. It is a very solid roll and write. It is a fun little game you can just pull out and get to the table very easily. It is that easy to explain and quick to play. So, if that speaks to you, I highly suggest you check out the campaign. Apart from a missing solo mode, there is nothing you can really do wrong with just taking a look at it at least. I definitely had a lot of fun testing the game for this preview. Well, you made it to the end of my review of the game Tiny Mini Golf. I hope you found it interesting as well as entertaining. As usual, I'd like to thank you all for your support. That means so much to me. I especially want to thank my patrons who are supporting me on Patreon. The biggest thanks go out to Thecos, who's my biggest supporter at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. If you would like to support me as well, check out the link to my Patreon in this video's description. There you can see the tiers I've come up with. As usual, I'm always thankful for a like, comment, and especially a subscription. You can also join my Discord server in case you would like to hang out with me and my community. Alright, I'm going to take another one of these. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.